And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and I am back as promised with a market video for you guys. Market tips. It is the 75th episode of market tips for 2K21. That is a crazy number. I really did not think I was going to make 75 episodes of this throughout the course of 2K21, and I'm guessing I'm going to get close to 80, all things considered. Which is wild. That is a wild amount. And the fact that you guys watch all of them is crazy. Shout out to all my people who were back when I suggested buying Ruby Klay Thompsons. Because I'm going to talk about Klay Thompson in this one a lot. So, Season 9 is kind of wild. The market has crashed, but there is MT to be made here. So, looking at the NBA season highlights group, which, by the way, just a quick XP tip. If you plan on doing Domination, it is kind of rough trying to get some of these challenges done in the middle of Domination games, especially on HOF difficulty, but that's your best bet, especially the ones where it's like score X amount of points over multiple games. I definitely would include those players in the mix. Now, some of the prices like Zion Williamson cards have gone up a little bit, like Gary Trent Jr., stuff like that. These guys that are specific have gone up a bit. The ones that really went up in price, though, are the ones where it's like a very specific card, like score 32 points with radioactive Chris Paul over multiple triple threat online games. Let's go take a look at what happened to his price just because of that. Now, his price has gone down since yesterday because radioactive deluxe packs are in Domination, which I'll talk about. But his price was like 5 or 6K this past week, and now it's up to 10, 15K. So it's still gone up at like a 50% increase, which is still solid. Like if you have this Chris Paul card, you can actually profit MT by selling this one and getting the Dark Matter one, because the Dark Matter one, I'm not kidding, is like 12K. So like you probably will lose like a couple hundred MT, but it's like a solid upgrade that won't cost you very much. You know what I mean? These are nice though. I mean, if you have higher tier cards for some of these guys, their prices really haven't gone up. Like a good example would be Opal Embiid. Like his price really didn't go up or change very much because of these. I mean, it didn't go down as much as it could have because of that. Same with like Giannis cards and stuff like that. The other thing is, if you don't care about Domination, if you just want to clear through these, like just go do Rookie Dom or something. Like I promise no one's judging you. It's fine. You don't have to try hard and sweat against the Hall of Fame CPU to get those done. Colin Sexton has gone up a bit. Like he was really cheap, and because he's rare too, like 30K. It's a pretty good price for him. At 21 LaMelo Ball, he didn't go up at all. He's still like 800K. Trying to get a triple-double with that dude is just not worth the XP. I swear, it's not. Look, my other thing is there's already people with Ray Allen, there's already people with Dr. J, and there's already people with Vince Carter. So my thing is, do it at your own pace. Like you're not going to be the first. You were never going to be the first. Not in like a rude way. I'm just saying there's somebody who, like I said, is going to push their body to the absolute limit to be first, and then just like let other content creators use the card, which like I let content creators use the card, but I definitely wouldn't if I grinded for 48 hours straight for a card. Like, nah, I'll do a gameplay video first. Like, it is what it is. When I draw a card in packs, I don't care. I'll let Ty use it. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Plus, like, I can never get gameplay videos out fast enough that it would even help me. So, if you're looking for cheap guys to get XP, though, these out of this world cards, like, you can get them for like 5, 6K when it comes to like Johnson, Ewing, Bird, and Bogues. If you want free XP that's relatively cheap, even like the Dark Matters are like 20K or less. Like I think Anthony Davis is the most expensive one, and his price like literally tops out at like 32K. So, real cheap. Triple threat, we do have a double vault thing, so you can get access to a lot more prizes while you work your way up the triple threat boards if you're up that high. Plus you get the chance to do Invincible Jerry West, I guess, which whatever. Why'd they put his super old man picture behind him? They couldn't put a young picture. That's so rude. Like, why'd they do Jerry West like that? That's just mean. So, the new Domination that we got is interesting. There's a lot of MT to be made by just playing this. It's actually really tight. If you can do the Hall of Fame difficulty, which I know is rough, it is doable, especially if you have like Pelicans playbook, and it'll help you with the high five play. Will get you quick buckets, but you can't use it every single possession. But like each one of these games that you win is 1500 MT plus the MT you accrue through the game, so you can get about 3, 6, like 9,000 MT, I think. I don't know, dude. I'm doing like math not that good. And then you get 3 packs as well. If you didn't want to sit there and sweat through the Hall of Fame CPU, I understand that. That's cool. You can play all these games on All-Star, and you can still get access to, I think, 5 or 6 pretty cool packs. I mean, they probably aren't going to drop anything because they're nerfed up award packs, and a Dark Matter Allen Iverson. And if you can handle All-Star, you can still get access to double the packs, AI, and Paul Pierce. So, I'm just saying it's probably worth it. Even playing it on the lower difficulties, like, you're still going to make a bunch of MT doing it. If you can get through it all on Hall of Fame, though, you're going to make like a massive quantity of MT, probably around 100 to 200k. If you take into consideration all of the contract packs, you can sell those contracts for 500 a piece because they're all gold contracts, and make an extra 1500 per game basically. So it's pretty tight. A lot of MT to be made in limited. They are dropping unlimited contracts, diamond consumables, and diamond shoes pretty frequently as well. This is my limited squad. If you have access to this Jordan or any of the lower than Ruby Jordan or LeBrons, you can use a Dark Matter or Opal of your choice as opposed to a LeBron or a Michael Jordan. I apologize, I was not aware of this until I recorded the limited tips video, because why would I be? I just would assume if 2K is going to set parameters that there isn't a way around it. I'm glad that there is, because the parameters themselves were whack. Like, having to use a high-tiered version of LeBron or Jordan, 2 of easily the most expensive cards in the game typically, is like a terrible limited run. So I'm glad there's a way around it. I'd like to think 2K did that on purpose to help the player base, but they just forgot to check if that's a thing. Like, their beta testers just weren't doing a good job. This is the squad I'm using, though. I highly recommend going and grabbing Luke Kennard. He's a demon. Like, for lack of a better term, I hate saying the word demon, but in that context, but it is what it is. Let's see. So the packs themselves are just not worth it. That's just kind of how I feel about it. But there is Hoff badges in the token market. I personally would recommend saving your tokens just in case 2K does do like a token thing like they did last year, where they put like Michael Porter Jr. and some other high-tiered cards in the token market. It's always a possibility they may do that. I'm going to be dropping a second pack opening video because I felt like doing another one without error codes. And I did actually open up the Dark Matter and the Opal version of those packs. So, if you want to check that out, it'll be dropping sometime tonight. Looking at some other ways to make MT, I'm actually shocked to see a lot of the playbooks fell in price by a lot. And I'm guessing that has to do with the Domination CPU, because it is ridiculous. It's not as impossible as like Gauntlet Spotlight Sims or anything, but trust me, as somebody who's spent the entirety of the year studying, player tendencies, player badges, etc., having to play against some of those older cards, especially you'll notice with that first Domination. Now, Pelican's playbook's the only one that kept value. It's got the high 5 play, I guess that makes sense. But you'll notice you'll play against the Season 1 and 2 rewards, and I know those very well, especially in regards to their tendencies and their badges, because it was a lot more important back then, so I had to study it a lot harder. And I know that they have like contest tendencies of like 25 with like very high foul tendencies, because that's early game cards are all kind of like that. With like no defensive badges or no offensive badges, I promise it doesn't matter. None of those cards have range extender except basically Steph, and if they do, it's gold max. No. The CPU will literally pull up from almost half court on next gen and cash it like relatively easily. And then on defense, even if they have like a 25 shot contest tendency, no intimidator, nothing on next gen, they will contest your shot every single time. A good example would be Sapphire Duncan Robinson, who you can go on 2KDB and look for yourself to know that I'm not like over exaggerating when I say this. He has like a 40 shot contest tendency, a 66 foul tendency, literally not one single defensive badge. And he will 40% contest your 3-pointers at a clip that should not be humanly possible for him. I'm just saying, 2K, if you're going to make tendencies, make them actually mean something. Don't just jack all the tendencies up. Like, I was excited to play a CPU 5v5 game where I could like actually shoot on people. That's not a thing. Klay Thompson and Dame are both under 20K. I believe Klay Thompson's about 17. Dame's probably around the same thing. Both excellent cards for that price. I mean, obviously Dame's a little point guard, but if you're a big Dame fan, this is a really good card you can pick up for 17K. Though I will say he's essentially identical to the Triple Threat Spotlight Sims Damian Lillard. Ooh, spoiler alert, I got Invincible Dame. You'll see in the pack opening. They're basically the same card. So, I mean, if you already have this one, you're not really missing out by getting by not getting the Space Jam Dame. And if you open packs, you have 47 of this one anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But, yeah, they're basically the same card. There's almost nothing different about these two cards, if I'm being honest. Like, aside from some of the gold badges on the Triple Threat Dame are now off on the Space Jam Dame, and they're basically like interior badges, so it doesn't matter. This LeBron is literally better than the Invincible LeBron. Like I said, stats don't really matter at this point in the year, so like him having a 96 three-pointer as opposed to a 98 doesn't mean anything. Like, and he has literally a better badge count. This AD is the best non-invincible AD that we have. So, I mean, if you want an AD that's elite, if you're looking for an elite big man for around 30K, though, you cannot do better than this card. Like, this is the best interior player you can buy for 30K. Wet jump shot, he can handle the rock really nice. The Invincible one is 99 everything, by the way. The two Invincible cards we got yesterday are both buyouts. Dame and Clay, and then AD is still over 100K. All three of them are 99 every single stat, except for like one that's a 98, by the way. Like, I'm not even kidding. So, like, the point of them even putting out GOAT cards is strictly to take money from you. There's really no other point, because, like, there's no difference. There's, like, 4 badges, and unless you're trying to post-god someone with Michael Jordan, which I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and say none of you are, then it's not worth it. These cards, Sean Bradley's a beast, obviously. I mean, if you've heard everyone talk about him, he's not the best card in my team. I don't care what DBG keeps screaming into the ether. Like, he's a good card for sure, yes. But is he the best card in my team? No. Also, that's, like, super subjective. Like, no card in this game is the best card of this game, if that makes sense. Every card is 99 everything. They're all the best card in the game. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? It just depends on your play style and like what you like, what jump shots you like. That's the best card in the game. There's no definitive best card in the game. There's cards that are, top tier. Like, I think Sean Bradley's top tier, but best card in the game, no. A lot of cards are cheaper right now. If you're looking to like bid, today's probably the day, because cards are going to start going up tomorrow and the day after. A lot of these Idols Dark Matters were in that 20K guaranteed Dark Matter pack, like Devin Booker, Brandon Roy. I think Jonathan Isaac was in there. I know Glenn Rice was in there for sure. Some of the out of position guys like Danny Granger were in there as well, Lamar Odom. So, a lot of those cards are going to be cheaper. Every card is basically down 10, 15K. If you're looking for help in Domination and you're looking for like a very, very good card for Domination, Dominique Wilkins is a beast. Like, literally, because especially if you're on current gen, you're basically just going to have to attack the rim and dunk every time, because shooting's just not an option. And Dominique Wilkins will do that and help you out significantly. Also, he's got a big body player build, plays defense, beast. If you're going even cheaper, DeMar DeRozan will be super helpful as well. He'll be able to boom over everybody. And if you can green with Team X jump shot, you can still get it off. These guys also helpful. Sean Bradley's like 8K. Larry Johnson can also get up and boom on people and play defense. He's like 5K. Don't sleep on these cards either. Like, I talk about Clyde Drexler and Chris Mullin all the time. Really good options for Domination. Andre Iguodala is also not a bad option. You can build a squad that'll compete in Domination for like 50K MT. Like, you can. Picking up like this Anthony Davis, the cards that came out yesterday with like Sean Bradley, Larry Johnson, Clyde Drexler, Andre Iguodala. If you can afford to pick up Magic, he's almost invaluable on next gen. On current gen, he kind of trots a little bit, so maybe I would go with someone else in that regard. As far as this LeBron, just go pick up the Toon Squad one. They're the same card, it just has better badges. They're the same price too, literally. Also, in addition to cards that you can look at that work well in player on current gen, Lonzo Ball, Murasan, Dino Raja, all of them are under, Lonzo Ball is about 20, 30K. These guys are all under 10. Terrence Ross and Jeff Green are really good as well, because they're basically rim attacking dunk guys. That's going to be helpful for you. So some other guys that might help, any of the out of position cards like Darius Miles, Jalen Rose, even looking back to prior sets, guys like Wes Unseld, Yee, stuff like that. All super cheap, all very helpful for Domination. I'm probably going to build like a 50k squad builder tomorrow for Domination, and help you guys out in that way. I just want to complete some more games and stuff. As far as badges being up, blinders is higher than it normally is at this point. Looks like it's kind of falling back to its normal like 15k range. So if you have any of them, I would still sell them. It's really not worth it to keep them, especially when you can go in the token market and just buy a Hoff blinders and blinder someone up to the max. Handles for days is still kind of expensive. It was like 20k yesterday. I think I sold mine for like 20k. Same with like ankle breaker and tight handles. I think I sold all of them for 10k plus yesterday, and they've all kind of fallen down to earth. But still some badges that you can make some MT off of, like Space Creator is more expensive than it's been in months because of that. It's only like 3k, but like, you know what I mean? You can still come up. Stop and Go is still kind of expensive too. You can get like 5k for Stop and Go. These are all badges that go on Sean Bradley, so that's why they're as expensive as they are. I'm going to pick up this one for 1,000. I can at least make like a couple G's off of this or whatever, so it's probably worth it. Tight handles was up a bit. I can't believe I sold this badge for 10k yesterday. Who bought it? You fool. You fool. Sorry, I'm a little spacey today. New Joyce Manor. I almost said Manor. New Joyce Manor remastered album just came out, so I'm like really stoked about it. I've been listening to it all day. It's literally playing in my headphones as I'm recording this. Shout out to the song Constant Nothing, banger. Anyways, ankle breaker's still up in price. I sold that for over 10k yesterday, but you can still make 5 or so on it today, so definitely want to check that out. What other content creator do you know that's going to shoot out? I don't know. I don't even know what genre to describe them as. White people alternative punk. I don't know, dude. I'll tell you. But as always, it has been your boy Cheap Ludes. I will be back, like I said, with a second pack opening because I felt like opening up some more and stuff like that. So that's going to be a fun one. I haven't recorded it yet, but I'm about to. Or wait, did I record that one already? Honestly, I can't even remember. It doesn't matter. Either way, I'll be back with it. I recorded it already, and it's coming after this video. I'm just dropping this one first. Obviously, you can tell because I have 1.6 million MT, so obviously I recorded it. So, as always, it's been your boy Cheap Ludes. I appreciate all you guys. If you haven't done this challenge yet, go do it. It's a free Space Jam pack or whatever, Out of This World pack. It's something. You know, worst case scenario, you get Muggsy Bogues or Larry Bird. Who cares? Check the description for all my stuff. I hate to pander, but go subscribe to my second channel so I can get monetized. Peace out, guys. Have a good weekend.